Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. I don't know why that came up to me. I have a
kind
great
of with these two issues.
Yeah, I have a great opportunity for if you want to get in on the ground level of this new company I'm starting. Um, we're going to be selling fur trimmers. Take care of that beard.
Oh, that's what's happening. I was like, what fur? What's happening?
I don't fucking know. You know what? It's a Sunday and I'm tired and I don't know what's going on anymore. Hi guys, welcome back to Simply Amazing. We are here in your ear. Oh my god, that rhymed.
Or
That was
two ears.
amazing.
If we're lucky, we're in both your ears. Like,
I want to be in all your ears.
and that's when we lost like 5 listeners.
Oh, I know that we
Just
can see our
left.
metrics. We can see our metrics dropping off. So we'll be checking at like the 59-second point and see like, oh, right. There you go. Well, everybody, I am Elisa, aka the OG Nocturne, and I'm here joined, of course, again, always by the fabulous, wonderful girl boss sitting in front of me on this gorgeous screen. Her name is Lauren. She is
Yes.
here today.
Yes, I am your friendly neighborhood bye. I'm excited for today because we're wrapping up finally after all this time. We're wrapping up Nightcrawler 2004 series issues 11 and 12, which wrapped it up. Interested to talk about this, especially because it feels like there was so much more that we didn't get. There was so much more.
Yeah, I always love when like these solos or like I always love when these kinds of like these stories end with like these kinds of cliffhangers or like they talk about like something to come and then I mean it's almost 20 years later, nothing came of this. You know, like there was no big, like
We're gonna
war.
get into it. Yeah, there was
Yeah.
supposed to be a big thing after this. Like this was leading up to something huge, and if you guys haven't read this yet, but you're following along with us, you guys will find out how big this was supposed to be. Like this would make MCU fans like scream.
Yes, but we didn't get it. So, but
No.
we're getting ahead of ourselves right now. So we're going to start with issue 11, and right out the gate, Wolverine is still pissed off because he's full of bugs, and he's just
Yeah, I mean, who likes flies? But you know what I think is really mean is that, of course, they gave Logan Wolverine the flies, which to me is like an extension of fleas. Like, come on, give the guy a break. Give the guy a break.
I'm just saying, take him to PetSmart, get him a nice little dip. And like this is the problem: is your Wolverine has fleas. This is literally something that can be taken care of in 5 minutes at a PetSmart.
But like, okay, now I'm just imagining taking Logan to a PetSmart and like all the women like being like, "Oh, he's so cute," and wanting to pet me. He just gets pissed off as shit.
Oh my god, Wolverine! See, you would not be allowed into a PetSmart with your Wolverine because he's too aggressive. He's the kind of animal
Yeah.
that like you take him to the dog park and it's like, can you please get that like cussing, smoking fucking dog out of here, please? Like enough with that cussing, smoking dog. But anyway, yeah, so he's injured Christine and Kurt is like, I gotta make a choice. Do I help Christine or do I go tussle with my lover? And he chooses to tussle with his lover. So another opportunity for Kurt to choose Christine, and he chooses not Christine.
Poor Christine. Like, I mean, I honestly feel like Christine's kind of relatable here, though. Like, you do everything right. You're a good person. You show interest in the person you like. And yet somehow, no matter what, this person will always choose something or someone else over you. And you're just like,
I totally agree with you. And I legit was having like moments when I was reading, like triggering moments when I was reading this, like reminding me of
oh.
times in college, like when you have a crush on that guy and like he keeps treating you like a friend. Like, especially when we get to the moment where like Amanda's taking care of Christine. And it's like, I've had that moment where like I was so drunk and I wanted to hang out with this guy I had a crush on. And then like, I remember like his ex-girlfriend was like, come with me. I'm going to help you. And I was like, no, you're the worst one. I don't want you at all. Like, it's just poor Christine. She just wanted to go to Germany. Like, god damn, guys,
She just wanted to go on a little adventure with a cute guy she likes, who is very cute, but unfortunately our very cute lover boy has issues. But you know what? It's okay
That
because
man
at
had to
least
die for this. Stefan had to die for this. Like,
listen, at the end of the day, even though it is kind of sad that Kurt doesn't go straight to Christine, but for some, I'm sure you're thrilled that he goes to Logan, right? His lover. But at the end of the day, he still makes sure she's covered, right? So as Lisa just said, he goes after Logan. He teleports Logan further away from everybody else. So Hive, the villain that has basically possessed Logan, can't hurt anybody through his body. And then he's like, all right, Amanda, magic, take care of Christine, as if like he completely knows that Christine can like keep her alive.
Yes. I need to point something out that I think is really funny in this scene where Kurt like bamps him into like this maze thing. So the artist Derek Robertson, he drew these like cartoon characters on the outside of the maze, and there's a Mickey Mouse. There's definitely a Kermit the Frog. There looks to be a Bart Simpson-esque character, and then like a Bugs Bunny looking character, and like a SpongeBob, it looks like, in the corner.
There's
a
simpler symbol that's half cut off too at the bottom.
Like a Superman symbol. I just want to point out, this came out in 2004, and since this comic came out, like 3 of these properties are now all like owned by the same company, and so is Marvel. So
yeah.
It's like, when this came out, Disney didn't own The Simpsons, The Muppets, and Marvel. But since this has come out, Disney now owns all of that. So I just think that's a funny
little knew.
Aside.
They knew it was coming.
Wait, now I have to look up, does Disney own SpongeBob? Disney?
I think that's Nickelodeon. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think they bought Nickelodeon.
Listen, it's a matter of time. So it's really...
Nickelodeon's a major competitor.
That is true. Oh my God. Wait. Is SpongeBob owned by... No, SpongeBob is not owned by Disney. Although I did find someone did do a picture of Disney Jr. with SpongeBob on it. That confused the hell out of me. Yeah, okay. So SpongeBob is not owned by Disney yet. So...
Give it 10 years. Give it 10 years.
Give it 10 minutes. I mean, who knows?
Anything
that makes even like 10 cents, Disney is like, their ears are perked up immediately. So he's got... Logan, he's crashed him into this, maze of copyrighted material, and he's trying to figure out a way to, how is he going to defeat this guy? But we get a flashback in the middle of this whole thing, because something about Hive seems awfully familiar.
Mm-hmm.
What is that about it? So the flashback goes back to Kurt has just escaped Hardin, and Amanda calls him and is like, our brother is fucking crazy. Get your ass home immediately. Like, this reminds me of like the time that I thought someone had broken into our parents' house, so I called my brother and was like, come home immediately, and it turned out it was a squirrel. That is a story for another day. But yeah, so she's like, come home immediately, get your ass here. And when he gets home, it's like a dozen children have been murdered by Stefan, who is covered in flies. Again, get thee to a PetSmart immediately.
Yep. Get to a PetSmart. That's a t-shirt. Get him to a PetSmart immediately.
Get thee to a PetSmart immediately. I want to mention the juxtaposition of the children here, because and this is being made clear. So like Kurt mentions that Stefan has killed like upwards of like a dozen children, which is almost the exact same number as children who were killed by Dr. Childs in the very beginning of this whole thing. So this kind of brings back this idea of like, these demons have been trying to kind of find their way through for a long time. And at one time, Stefan maybe was being used as a proxy to kill these children and then create this way for these demons to come through. But of course, Kurt stops him, and there's confusion as to who really killed Stefan or not. Was it the Hive? Was it Kurt? But we got to get back to
because I mean, he's still got the guilt trip essentially. Yeah,
there's one thing that Kurt has a timeshare in, and it's guilt, because he's always tripping in guilt.
Mood.
Yes. But then we get back to the lovers' quarrel, and Kurt crashes through a mirror. I love that onomatopoeia, crash. It's not crash, it's crash. Crashing through, finds Logan, and finds a way. He basically, again, I am not a Logert person, but this series right now is like, it's not making me a Logert person, but it is like throwing all the Logert at me like so hard. It is.
You You can only resist the homoerotic nature for so long, Lisa. Eventually, even if it doesn't become your ship, it will seep through. You can't escape Logert. You
because
can't.
like it's like my second ship is Christine and Kurt, and like I'm still dripping in Logert right now. It's just like because Kurt's all like Hive doesn't know Logan's body the way I know Logan's body.
Yeah, what? He's all like, he doesn't know how to use Logan's body like Logan does, and he doesn't know that I know Logan's body so well. I'm like, so, Kurt, you want to tell me about, like, what you and Logan do when nobody's around? Like,
yes,
what's
tell
up?
Us, good Catholic boy, about Logan's body. Like, tell us all about Logan's body.
You know Logan would have a kink for that, too. He would never speak of that outside, like, whoever he's sleeping with, but he could easily have that kink.
What, Catholic boy kink?
Oh yeah, like I mean, he loves all the innocent women. They're just trying to do good. Like that's canon. Like Jean Grey is number one example, obviously. Oh please, that could easily translate, no matter what the gender of the person is.
I think Logan would have a schoolboy kink, because I think it would go back
Same
to like
thing, close enough.
I think it would totally go back to like him being a rich little pampered child when he was young, and like I think that would be a thing. I think he'd be like, you know, he'd be like, father tells me not to go out without my knickers. That would be his
Logan?
kink. I don't know.
Yeah. Do you know when was Logan ever rich? Did I miss something?
In Origins.
See, I haven't read that.
Oh my god, it's so you should read it. It's so good. Oh my god, it's so good. You should read it.
Right, he's like rich sometime.
He's like a rich, spoiled little bratty kid. Like he's like a super sick, spoiled bratty kid, and then he gets powers, and it all goes downhill from there. It's just like he literally like lives the first like decade of his life in like luxury, and then gets his powers, and it all goes to hell. So,
interesting. Yeah, I'll have to read it. And sorry to any Logan Logert fans, if we are not representing your ship well, which we most likely are not, come yell at us.
Yeah, listen,
please.
This is up to,
and read this. To you. Read this comic.
Yes, this is up to you. If you want to talk about Logert, come talk about Logert. Otherwise, we are going to misrepresent it. Okay, there you go.
with good intentions, we try our best. We're trying. Educate us.
Listen, I am not going to qualify my intentions. I just have them. All right, good or bad, they exist. So anyway, so basically Kurt kind of kills Logan ish, because you know how
he snaps his neck. And of course he does it knowing that Wolverine's body will heal. Logan's gonna be just fine. He's not worried. And then he poofs back to check on the others. And then, you know, Amanda is doing her magic way of healing Christine Palmer, essentially. And Kurt asks how, and she gives this weird jargon. I don't really care. All I really care about is that, like, Amanda's calling him lover boy and all these things left and right. Like, Kurt's got these women throwing themselves at him.
Yes.
Like, Kurt, what the fuck?
Also, Kurt, stop being such a fucking man. Like, why are you like, what are you doing to her? Like, you left her in charge of Christine. Now you're like, what are you doing? Like, if you didn't trust her to help, then why did you ask her to help? And now you come back. Like, stop micromanaging everybody, you dick. So then, you know, basically we got Nightmare is like, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and look around in the nether regions or the astral world or wherever the fuck else and see if I can figure out where Logan is and maybe bring him back in his own way. And it turns out that Logan is, he's in a Lucky Charms commercial. That's the best bet.
So what's interesting, this is great commentary that I feel like Logan fans, you could really dissect, because Nightmare finds his soul, basically, right? And his soul, when he gets there, it's like this pretty, like, you know, wooded, like, very nice kind of like, you know, fantasy woodlands area. It's really pretty. It's really nice. It's peaceful. But when Nightmare walks up to him, Logan's like, welcome to my hell. Yeah, because there's so much there. Where's a therapist?
because if you notice, there's no TV. There's no house. Like, what, he's just going to stand there the whole time and, like, look at the sky?
Well, but, like, there's nothing wrong. That's the thing. His life, as you have said, I guess, in Origins, ever since he got his powers, has been mess after mess after mess. And so here's the thing. We can all want peace, right? And we can mean it and say, I want peace, I want calm. But then if your life is so messy all the time and you finally get peace, what the fuck do you do with it? Like,
well, that's exactly it. Like, it's, you know, I'm trying to think. There was There was a Twilight Zone episode about this where it was like this guy was given like what he thought was everything he ever wanted. He had like he every time he would roll the dice at the table in Vegas, he won. Every time he pulled the lever on the slot machines, he won. All the women loved him, everything. And it was like he just got so sick of it after a while, and he was like, this isn't heaven. How is this heaven? And they're like, this isn't heaven, this is hell. Like, you're gonna live the rest of your life getting everything you ever wanted forever. You're never, it's like there's nothing that's going to satisfy you. And I think that's part of it. Like,
yeah,
it sucks. So basically they're able to they're going to try and figure out a way to bring Logan back. He's around, but the only way to get rid of Hive is with the soulsword. It can be used not just to, it can only hurt demons. Like, it can't hurt a human, apparently, is what they're saying. Mm-hmm. So Kurt goes back. He goes to kill them. Logan vomits a whole bunch of bugs all over him, which I would.
Which we're saying Logan, but we mean Hive in Logan's body. So
yeah, but like I would be done with that. I would be like, you know what? Take the earth. I'm over it. Like, I'm done.
Here's where I was over. Okay, that was nasty enough. But then out of all the little flies or what the hell ever that come out, we get close up and Kurt catches like a certain bug that has like 2 or 3 heads. Like, ugh. And it's so creepy. We have this close up, and for multiple pages, I had to deal with this freaky ass close up with Hive's little tiny bug form, essentially, as they have a conversation that is very important. But I don't like looking at these pages because that is just ew.
Yes, I will say. So one thing I want to commend Derek Robertson in is he is great at drawing like beautiful characters. Like, he can draw beautiful men and beautiful women, but he's also really good at like drawing things that are like absolutely grotesque. He's great at drawing gore. Like, there's a reason that he is like he's one of the co-creators of The Boys, and so like that book. I'm sure if you haven't watched the show, you should, because the show's amazing. But you should also read the book. It is like pages after pages of gore, just nonstop, and the most awful things you've ever seen in your life. But it's great. But like, yeah, he is very good at drawing these like really awful, grotesque things that are grotesque but still make sense in the world that they're in. They don't look out of place. So yeah, Hive is a piece of shit, and Hive is like, yeah, it's bigger than all of us. It's not like I'm not the only one. It's bigger than us. It's bigger than everything. And guess what? Someone's killing me from far, and I'm dead. So,
yep.
And Logan's like, oh, I just woke up. What happened? And we end this issue with Christine's okay. Everybody's okay. Amanda's like, oh, thank God this is over. And Kurt's like, I think it's only just beginning. Bum, bum, bum.
Yep. And here's the thing, guys. We get that, and we only have 1 issue left in this series.
That's true. That is true.
There's a war coming. We'll wrap this up in 1 issue, right? Question mark? Like,
there's a war coming, and it's the Emu War. And guess what? Everybody loses. Did you ever hear about the Emu War, where the Australians lost against the emus?
No, but that's amazing. I love that. Australia's a fucking mess. No offense to anybody in Australia.
Like, yeah, no, it's a true story.
Y'all know you're a mess. I mean, we're in America, and we're a fucking mess. You guys are just a mess. You guys are doing great.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's a true story. Australia waged war on emus, and the emus won. I love it. All right, so let's move on to issue 12. We'll go through the first couple of pages pretty quickly. Sunday, Kurt goes to church. He goes to a church for the blind and the infirm because, they can't see him. Then Monday, he hangs out with Henry McCoy, who like gives him a clean bill of health. He's like, you can go back to fucking or whatever it is you do.
Mr. Beast, who is complete garbage nowadays as a character. Like, they've basically vilified him, but here, like, Kurt has some inner dialogue about just how peaceful and put together Hank is, and basically like he really seems to admire him as a mentor and all this stuff. And it's hard reading this now because I'm just like, man, Beast fucking sucks now. They butchered his character. I'm not even a Beast fan, but reading stuff like this where characters like Kurt like really saw him in such a positive light, and he was that positive light for a good long time, man, that fucking sucks.
I had the same feeling when I was reading this, because it's all like he's so like he's so good. He's just such a good guy. He's so much better than the rest of us. Like, we're not good enough to be around him. But then Beast says something that is like, oh no, he's an asshole. He's always been an asshole. He calls Kurt a non-alpha male, which, I'm sorry, only incels call people alpha males. Okay, Beast, you fucking incel. We know what you are and have been this whole time.
You know, that's a good point. That's a good point. It was all a lie. That's why it hurts more. It was all a bad lie. Fuck Beast.
That's it. He's been hiding this whole time. He started this series asking Kurt how to get some vajay, and now he's calling Kurt a non-alpha male. Well, you know what? Kurt's getting a whole lot more vajay and other things than you are, Beast, you stupid furry piece of crap. Get out of here, okay? Bye,
okay.
bitch.
We got Tuesday. So again, we're going through the days. Kurt is back to training. After, Beast gave him a clean bill of health. He's trying not to teleport. He's tussling again with Logan. And, let me just say, look, if you're tussling with somebody this often, something's going on. More Logurt power to y'all.
Logurt is all about this.
But listen. Speaking of him getting the JJ, okay, vagina, whatever, women with him, Kurt needs to calm down because Kate Pride now stops the training, right? And basically says, hey, you can stop, that's enough. And then Kurt has inner narration looking at her going, when have I ever been able to say no to you? What the fuck, Kurt?
Don't. No.
What the fuck, Kurt?
I read that as a father-daughter relationship, like when your daughter comes to you and says, "Daddy, please, Daddy, please." How can I possibly say no? No, Kurt and Kitty are not that way.
You know what? If that's just such a hard stretch, I want to agree, but you know what? I'll take it. Logan and Kurt are both like second and third fathers to Kitty Pride. Sounds good.
Yes. Kurt, I feel like I would say Logan father, definitely. Kurt big brother more than father, but definitely not lover. Definitely not lover. Sorry, Curdy people, but no, absolutely not. Drawing a line.
Yeah, I allow it in X-Men Evolution because I felt the same way, and it is another universe. The ages are different. I allow that.
That's fine. Moving on to Wednesday, where he's sitting down with Emma. Okay, can we just for a second? Is Emma really their best choice for therapist?
Well, she's just. I mean, they have no one else, to my knowledge, at this time around that can just psychically check to make sure.
Okay, so that's what she's doing.
Yeah, she's not doing therapy. She's checking his. Yeah, he says that she's checking to make sure that he has no other weird possessive or shit that could come back and bite his ass in his
fair enough, because the way it makes it seem is when they're like, maybe we should talk about your mother. It's like, this bitch should not be doing therapy on anybody. Not today. No.
That's just part of the joke, because she's not doing therapy at all, but she's getting literally inside of his head, so she has access to see things, right?
Yes.
I do think I do think it's very interesting because at the end of it, Emma tells Kurt, perhaps we should talk about your mother, and then it jumps to him and Amanda. So
yeah. Also, which one? How many mothers he has? Which one should we talk about?
Yeah, that's a good point. And we haven't talked about this yet in an episode or anything, but Marvel did release a little video clip, I think, for Send a Sister on Twitter. And they put in the family tree that Mystique and Destiny are the parents of Kurt and Rogue, Azazel, who I don't know him.
No, he doesn't exist anymore. He never
he wasn't anywhere there, and I love it. Marvel, just outright say it. You basically have.
It's time. It is time. It's beyond time. Then we've got Kurt and Amanda are in limbo, riding around on some dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they look like some Star Wars-ass creatures,
Yeah. They look like some kind of snake dinosaurs. I don't know. But they're apparently there's a lot of stuff happening in limbo, in the land of dream. Shit's going down. It's not good. It's just not good.
No.
And then Thursday, Kurt's like, I'm going to stay in. I'm going to take some me time. I'm going to write in my journal. I'm going to do some stuff. And Scott's like, I need you to get down here to the library. I have no good reason for you to come down here, but you should come down here. And Kurt's like, I know what's going on right now. And why does he go down, Lauren? Tell him. Why is he being called down?
Oh, yeah. It's his birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Kurt.
It's his birthday. He's baby.
Oh. Now, I have a question.
Do
you think that the day that Kurt celebrates his birthday is like the actual day he was born, or like the day that Margali found him?
That's a good question. Well, I'm not sure he knows the day he was born, so
Yeah, probably
I
not,
think.
right?
I mean, and I'm not sure Margali would know. I mean, she could probably find out with her powers, but why would she give a shit to? She'd be like, "Nah, your birthday's the day I got you. That's when you were really born in this life, Kurt." So,
Oh,
like,
it's his gotcha day.
yeah, it's probably I would say it's either his gotcha day for Margali or his now it could be like he likes to celebrate his gotcha day with the X-Men.
Ew,
Probably one of
gross. No,
those.
I don't believe in that. Absolutely not.
Hey,
Absolutely not.
it's important to him.
No, I don't. I disavow that completely. The
If he
same
didn't
way.
join the X-Men, we wouldn't have him, Lisa.
I know. I just disavow it so hard. I can't.
The others take care of him. It's not the gotcha day from Charles, okay? It's a gotcha day for the team.
It just gives me the same, like, feeling in the pit of my stomach that the end of the Draco gave me when, like, Kurt's talking to Xavier and he's like, "You were my father this whole time anyway." And it's like, oh, I can't believe we went through like 8 issues and this was what we got.
No, it's the gotcha day for the team. Xavier can suck bricks.
Yeah, he can play suck bread. So yeah, they are there. They're celebrating. Everybody's there. Christine's baked a cake. They somehow got Nightcrawler shaped balloons. I mean,
basically Banff doll balloons. Where can I get some?
I mean, and like, did they have them specially made? Because that shit's expensive. I mean, maybe they have a balloon. Maybe there's a balloon mutant we don't know about.
I mean, there's probably some balloon shop run by a mutant that can do that shit with whatever power they have. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. That's true.
But it's very cute. Like, I love this because it's so cute and it's just so happy. And it's like, you know, they're all getting excited. They're singing happy birthday to him. I love moments like this, just these little, like, human moments, you know, amongst the X-Men that are, you know, have nothing to do with fighting. It's like moments that we can see ourselves in the team, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I love stuff like that. So,
but of course it gets happily ruined very quickly.
Yeah, it gets ruined quickly because it gets cold all of a sudden. Everybody freezes. And I think it's kind of funny that, like, so everyone freezes. Candles are still lit. That's a fire hazard. I'm sorry, I can't help myself. I'm like, that's the first thing I think of is like the candles are still lit. Can I tell you, my niece caught on fire at my brother-in-law's birthday when she was trying to help blow out the candles.
Oh my God.
Oh, like her hair just like it was the quickest little flame, but it was terrifying. Anyway, so he finds out the reason that it's gone cold and everything is because Mephisto has shown up to the party.
Of course. And you know what's funny though is that you know, as he's narrating, there's a couple pages. Sorry folks, I am bending down to pick up something I dropped because otherwise I'll forget and it'll drive me crazy. Anyways, but yeah, he's walking around and he's trying to figure out what's going on. It's not Xavier, it's not this, but it's also not an enemy because then the defenses and the mansion would have gone off. But then it's Mephisto. How is Mephisto not an enemy?
Well, I guess maybe what he means by that is like Mephisto can, I guess, find different ways in because he can teleport. I don't know. Or maybe because he's magic, it's like again, we learned very clearly and Celine warned them that magic, like the X-Men have a magic problem. So, you know, but yeah, Mephisto's there and Kurt's like, yeah, you should leave. Mephisto's like, how about we go talk outside? He teleports them outside. And I mean, there's a whole lot of exposition that basically comes down to, I mean, I'm not going to go over every single page, but essentially what this all comes down to is this. There is a war coming amongst all of the different demons of all the different realms. There is an enormous war coming.
Yep.
And it goes back to everything that's been happening from the beginning of the series with the kids dying. That was supposed to be the beginning of the war. Kurt thwarted it. The veils of the different realms are becoming thin, and that's why the ghosts could come through, which happened in the second arc of the issue. Like, everything is connected. And basically what Mephisto is saying is, like, you, Kurt, and, like, your mother, your sister, like, all of you are very, very central to this because of the magic in your family. And so here's what I'm asking you. I am going to make you a deal. I'm asking you to sit out this war. Just, like, do not do anything. And as a reward for you doing that for me, I will bring back your brother and bring him back to life.
Yeah. And I love this because there was a similar moment. I have to bring it up again on Legend of Tomorrow, the season 2 finale of the show. So if you haven't watched it,
watch that show, Legend of Tomorrow?
I love it so much, Lisa. I will jump through the screen.
I did not know that you watched that show.
No, but I love that finale. Even though season 2 is not one of my favorite seasons, that finale is so great, particularly for the character Sarah Lance, because she has the opportunity to use what's called the Spear of Destiny there and basically change it and bring her sister back from the dead, which is huge for her. She that's what she wants more than anything. And just like the decision Sarah makes in that episode, Kurt here makes the same decision of not taking that deal, of not making that choice, and saying, fuck that. Fuck you, Mephisto. I'm not making a deal with you. And it's so sad because that immediately afterwards, when he gets put back to like the birthday moment and nobody else knows what happened, obviously, right? Like we have the narrative where he's all like, I really just pray that like, my brother is in a peaceful place,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, he doesn't just say no, he punches Mephisto in the face.
Like, yeah, he punches him straight up.
Yeah, he straight up punches him in the face. And yeah, he's returned back to the moment where he left off. And yeah, he wishes that this is the, I think one of the things that, we talk about, the whole thing with Kurt's faith and him being a priest was like just too much and everything. But I am not a particularly religious or faithful person, but I've always appreciated Kurt's faith. And I think this is a really good example of one of those moments I really appreciate his faith, is because I don't think if he didn't have faith, I don't think he would have had the strength to turn down Mephisto in this situation. Do you know what I mean? Like his faith gives him like that belief in the afterworld, that belief that there is something there for, like, this is all before he goes to heaven. This is before he dies. This is before all that stuff, right? So all he has to lay on is his faith that, there is an afterlife and that there is a better place for you after you die, and that you are at rest. So that's what he has to rely on, is that faith. And if he didn't have that, it might be more of a tempting offer from Mephisto, like to bring his brother back from the dead in this case. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, and I think that there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And I do agree that I appreciate his faith here. And this is just my perspective, I don't think there's any wrong thoughts you can have on faith and that, right? But I think for me, I think his faith is what helps him heal. Because I think at the end of the day, he would still do the morally right thing, even without a belief in God in the afterlife. But I agree with you. I think that does, in this case for his character, help him make that choice and feel a little more confident in it. After he makes that decision, like he can heal better from it, instead of, like, let's say, because I do think either way he would have punched Mephisto, or at least said, no, I'm not doing it. But if he didn't have his faith to heal him, or to help him, I guess, if his faith, that faith helps him so much, I think that he could have came crawling back to Mephisto, right, a little bit later, and said, God, I made the wrong choice. I do want my brother back. Like, now I'm so scared. So yeah, I agree. I think his faith is this is a great example of Kurt and his faith and how it's used in his life.
We never got a story of like him seeing his brother in the afterlife, did we?
I cannot think of one, but if anybody knows, let us know, and we definitely want to read it and talk about it on here, because I'm very curious. That a good story.
Yeah. So we're gonna end the issue now with Kurt and Christine having a little glass of wine together outside, and Kurt's like, I've been fucking Logan this whole time, so maybe I am ready. Maybe I am ready to, do something else. And, turns out, Christine, guess what? Christine is leaving. She's moving back to Tucson.
Yeah, so Kurt finally gets the balls to be like, maybe I can actually be with this girl, this great woman. And then Christine's like, by the way, I gotta go back to my family. I'm going back to Tucson. I'm gonna get my job. I gotta get my freaking life together. Which, I mean, more power to her. Like, good for her for doing what she needs. But it just sucks. Because, like, we just, it could have been, y'all. It could have been.
Well, she ends up going on to also diss Doctor Strange and then marry a random guy in a blue velvet jacket. So, in the MCU.
Obviously, that's Kurt. Obviously, we know
yes.
it's coming. The multiverse is here. It's
Mm-hmm.
in one verse somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 100%. I will live and die saying that was an Easter egg for Nightcrawler fans. The fact that in the MCU, Christine Palmer married a guy in a blue velvet jacket. I will live and die saying that.
We need to find the right person that like worked on that set of the film to ask. Like, is it the wardrobe department? Was it the director? Was it this person? Like, I need to figure out who it was.
The girl has only ever been in this comic book series and one other issue of a comic. I mean, come on.
You know what? I think we should manifest again. I think we need another Simply Amazing manifestation to put into the universe. I think that it's time for Christine Palmer to come back. I think it's her time.
Agreed. Manifesting. I'm putting it out there. I don't have my Marvel Oracle cards next to me, but otherwise I would pull a card, but manifesting. We're manifesting it. So yeah, Kurt and Christine are not to be. So she's moving back to Tucson. He's too late. It's too bad. It's so sad. I get it. She's like, I've done everything. I like literally have done everything I can. I've thrown.
I mean, she got stabbed by Logan, and then magic had to heal her, and there's a soul sword inside of the man she likes. I mean, it's a whole thing. That's a lot.
That is. Could you imagine? I mean, that is too like. Imagine like you want to date a guy and then you meet that's how you meet his family. It's like you get stabbed and then his sister / ex-girlfriend has to like make you better. Like you get stabbed by his best friend. That's too much. I would move back to Tucson too. And I'm not even
right. Tucson sounds real good then.
Yeah, exactly. But we do at least end with a very lovely little kiss and, Kurt's got his little tail wrapped around her and
the tail wraps. I love that.
Yeah.
I love it.
And it ends saying, our story isn't over, not by a long shot. Well, it's been 20 years, Kurt, so...
that war never happened, unless I missed something. I've never heard of that war. So, rip us. We don't see Christine and Kurt in the same room. We don't see Christine really again either much. No. So, yeah, it is over. Like, by a huge long shot of 20 plus years.
Yes. I will say, Kurt, there is another redhead in your future, and that's not going to go well either.
Man, he's got all these women, these great options, and there's always something in the way. There's always fucking something.
It's him! It's him! Oh my god, it's him!
But like, then he gets his head out of his ass, and then life gets in the way. Like, he
literally had a woman who was throwing herself at him, and he was like, literally. No. And then the next time he dates a woman, he picks a freaking lesbian. What do you want from me?
We always find our way back to Rachel, don't we? It's like every 3 episodes we do at least. She finds a way.
I'm just saying, it's like he's making bad choices. He's making bad choices.
Listen, on a note, Rachel, I just gotta say this. It's relevant to today. My sibling and I, we were playing Marvel Legendary, which if you don't know, it's like a deck builder card game. It's very fun. Highly recommend it.
I think my friend has that. I think my friend kickstarted that game and he did like the crazy... Does it come with little miniatures too?
No, that's a different thing. Okay. Yeah, it's just a card deck builder. Yeah, I don't think it was ever kickstarted. Anyways, very fun. But at one point, we had Rachel, okay? And then we flipped the villain deck over, which is part of the game. But she kept capturing all these bystanders. And in this game, the more bystanders a villain has, the more powerful they are. So instead of being 6 to hit, she was doubled to 12. And it took till nearly the end of the game before I could be like, Rachel, enough's enough. No. And I finally was able to like defeat her and be like, no, we're not doing this again. I was like, Rachel, can we not?
Rachel was the villain? She
is an option. I mean, I think I have to see if we have a card with her as good guys. There's a lot of cards that some of the heroes are also villains for like Days of Future Past events or things like that for different kinds of villains.
Got it.
So it was for that event. Like clearly she's a good guy, but like during that time she's kind of like not.
No, that makes sense. No, I mean Rachel has her moments. She goes back and forth. She just...
listen, I beat Kitty Pryde Days of Future Past 1 or whatever once. Then she got back in the villain area. I had to beat her again. And I told her, stay.
Oh my god.
Stop it, Kitty.
These freaking kids. Enough with these kids. I mean, do you know who's never in the villain? Do you know who's never in the villainette area? Nightcrawler.
Actually, they do have a villain version of him in that game. I was shook and upset.
Oh my god. Which one is it? Is it like...
I think it's Inferno, like for the Inferno villains.
Okay. All right.
I have to double check on that, but I'm pretty sure it's that one. But that is, it is cool. Like with the Inferno one, I think, or something similar to that, like the Goblin Queen's like a mastermind we kill, Madeline Pryor. So that's always fun. It's a really good game. Sorry, I know I'm completely off track, and y'all are like,
no, it's totally fine.
About Legendary?
All right, fine. You know who's not in the villain pack? Nocturne.
That's true, but she's also not there at all. Yet.
All right, shut up, whatever.
I said, it's her turn too. Her time is coming.
Yes, we are entering the age of Nocturne, everybody. And like, okay, contrary to popular belief, you can write in Nocturne when you vote for the X-Men. I don't know how, but just do it. Just at Marvel Nocturne.
I love it. I love it. Start the campaign.
Vote Nocturne. Anyway, yeah, everybody. Well, thanks so much for joining us for this long ass reread of 12 issues. I think it took us longer to reread it than it like took for the issues to actually come out.
Maybe not as bad, but probably took at least half the time.
Probably. Well, we are going to move on to something else in the near future. Probably talk about Sins of Sinister soon. Probably talk about other stuff. And if there's anything you guys out there want to hear about, let us know. We would love to chat about it with you. Lauren, girl, why don't you tell them where they can find you so they can come yell at you about, I don't know, whatever they want. Oh, yeah,
you can yell at me about a lot of things. One thing I will say that I will talk about if you guys ask us to, but I will be I will talk very angrily about it, is the what is it, Legion of X or whatever. I've seen too much shit about it. I don't want that series. It is not canon in my head. I don't believe it. Boo hiss. But you can find me if you want to yell at me to talk about anyway or whatever. You can find me on Twitter at friendlymBHDBI, and you can check out my indie comic channel at MBHD Comic Show. There's also a Discord you can join for that, and of course, we still have we are part of the Nightcrawler Discord as well, which is a great time.
Yes, come find us on there. Come yell at us. Come talk to us about everything. And yeah, listen, we'll talk about Legion of X, but like, ew. I'm just not. I just can't. I can't. Like, listen, I just can't. Listen, my time is valuable. All right. And like,
right.
Yeah. Like my time is valuable and I dedicate it to things that bring me joy. All right. So I will only dedicate to things that bring me joy. And like, I'm like fucking Storm. I'm Storm in Sins of Sinister. I'm like, who is this bitch? That is not my friend Kurt. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's what I'm saying. Like, who is this? Like Storm. Thank you. And I know we will talk about Sins of Sinister in the future, but like, I do love that moment where Storm's like, I got a question. She's just like, I got a question for the room. Hello. Excuse me. I got a question. Who this bitch over here? Because that is not Kurt. I did love that moment. That was a great moment.
Yes.
All right. So yeah, guys, come follow us on everything. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitch. We do lives. We do blah, 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 blahs. But we're Simply Amazing Pod. You can find us on simplyamazingpod.com. We have lots of stuff on our website. We'll put more stuff up there, I'm sure, eventually. Simply Amazing Pod, at Simply Amazing Pod on Twitter without the A. It's simply AMZING pod. Yeah, come find us. Come tell us you love us. Please rate and review us. We got an awesome review recently, and it was so exciting. We loved it so much. Yeah, we love to hear your reviews. We love to hear what you have to say. If you hate us, we'd love to hear it even more. I'd love to hear it. I don't want people to be like, you stupid girls talking about comics. You don't know anything about comics.
Am I back in the 90s? Damn.
Yeah, his name's Kurt Wagner. Why do you say Wagner? It's Wagner. Stupid girls. Stupid. And if you are out there listening and, that guy you're into keeps telling you to hang out with his ex-girlfriend while he goes and runs after his best friend, he's just not that into you. But we are, because you're simply amazing.